Today, I am showing you how to make the best shrimp scampi in under 15 minutes. You guys are gonna love this one. Hello, my name's Christina. I'm with eatingonadime.com. Welcome back to my kitchen, guys. I'm going to show you how to make the easiest and the most amazing shrimp scampi. As always, I have linked the full recipe in the description below, as well as all the kitchen utensils I'm using. So if you're in the market for something new, make sure you check that out. So before we jump into today's recipe, let's talk shrimp. I want to know in the comments below, shrimp, do you love it or hate it? So Carrie is not a big fan. So I'm the one usually updating our shrimp recipes and creating all of your shrimp content because guess what? I love it, I love it, I love it. If you're intimidated to make shrimp at home, do not be. It is the easiest thing to make, and dare I say, it's foolproof. Most people overcook it, so that's all we got to do is make sure we're not overcooking it because that's when it's going to get tough. Now, when you go to the grocery store and you're going to buy shrimp for the first time, let's talk about that. You can buy it in two locations. You can generally buy fresh shrimp or you can buy frozen. I'm in Oklahoma. We do not get a lot of good seafood, so I'm usually going to the frozen section in my grocery store, and there's some great options there. What you're looking for is raw shrimp. You can usually find tails on or tails removed. Either one is going to work, but I do recommend that you go ahead and purchase the deveined because it's kind of a pain to devein shrimp. So I like to buy the deveined kind. So you're looking for raw, deveined, tails on or tails off. So today, for today's recipe, this is what I got. It's good sized shrimp. It did have tails on, but I went ahead and removed it just because it's going to be easier to serve when this recipe is done. And if you've never defrosted shrimp before, the easiest way to do that is to put it in a strainer or a colander in your sink and run cold water over it until it's completely thawed out. It usually takes just a minute or two. It thaws out very, very quickly. All right, the only other tip I have to share with you before we get to cooking is this recipe cooks in 13 minutes. Very, very, very quick. So you want to get all your ingredients out and by your stovetop so you don't risk burning anything because it goes pretty quick once we get started. So I've already gotten everything out over here so I don't risk burning my shrimp scampi when I show you guys. All right, that's it. That's all the tips I have to share. Let's move on over to the stovetop and get to cooking. Welcome to my stovetop. Now, back here, I am boiling some pasta because I love serving this over either thin spaghetti or angel hair pasta. So I'm going ahead and cooking that based on al dente. Now, heat a large skillet over medium-high heat. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil and 2 tablespoons of butter. We want that to melt fully before we add any shrimp or garlic. Once that butter is melted, add in some minced garlic. You can mince 5 cloves of garlic, or you can add in about a tablespoon and a half pre-minced garlic, which is what I'm doing today. We just want to saute it for about a minute to activate the garlic. You should be able to smell it pretty quickly. And don't let it set too long or it will burn. My pasta is cooking beautifully back here. Once you can start to smell that garlic, it's been about a minute, go ahead and add your raw shrimp. It should be gray in color and that's completely normal. And season it with a half a teaspoon of salt and pepper. And we are going to saute these until they're cooked through. Now, the trick with shrimp, you can already see it here, when it starts to cook through, it changes from gray to pink. We want it to soak up all the butter and the oil, and we want it to cook through. Now, do not leave your pan. This happens very, very quickly, so you want to watch it closely. So the shrimp has been cooking about a few minutes on each side, and you know that it's done because it's all the way pink and there's no longer any gray spots. So after that, add in 1/4 cup of dry white wine. The drier, the better. And then a half a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Now, if you don't like cooking with wine, you can use white cooking wine. That'll work fine, or chicken broth. A real dry white wine is going to give you the best flavor, but you can definitely substitute that out. Now on the red pepper flakes, it adds a ton of flavor. If you're nervous about it, cut the amount in half, but don't leave it out completely because it adds a ton of flavor. Now we're going to bring this sauce to a low simmer. Just like that, we want it to bring to a boil, and then once it's boiling, just reduce the heat to low. And we're going to cook this for about 3 to 4 minutes until the amount is cut in half, and that just cooks off any alcohol in that wine. Once the sauce has been reduced to about half the amount, top with 2 tablespoons more of butter, and then squeeze a half a lemon on top. I love this little lemon juicer I use. It's awesome. It's going to be linked down below in the description. The reason we don't put in all the butter at the beginning is it will burn, and burnt butter is not great. So we put a little bit to add flavor, and then we're going to top with this to make the sauce. So all we got to do is let that butter melt and coat the shrimp in the sauce, and then it's ready to serve. That butter is nice and melted. So I just toss the shrimp in the sauce, and that's it. It's ready to serve. Now the shrimp is going to be best served immediately before it gets tough, and you guys are going to love this flavor. I can't wait for you to try it. Okay, friends, it's ready to serve. My pasta is done. I got a nice little bed of pasta. You just throw some shrimp on top. I love using this spoon spatula combo so I can get some of that butter sauce over my noodles as well. Ooh, and it smells and looks amazing. Now, the only other thing you can top it with is fresh parsley if you want to be a little fancy, which I am. I'm feeling a little fancy. So I'm just going to chop some fresh parsley here, guys, and throw that right on top. If you've ever cooked with fresh parsley before, I just rip off some of the leaves and then dice it with a large knife until it's finely diced, and you can just sprinkle it on top. Parsley is not going to add like a ton of flavor, but it is going to add a nice wow factor, and it makes it look beautiful as well. Okay, I can't wait to show you guys what this looks like up close. And it's ready. Look how fancy that is. Ready in under 13 minutes, guys. So amazing. I can't wait to eat it. And then it's ready to serve. Let's move that out of the way. Ooh, I cannot wait to try the shrimp. Now, when I make this, guys, I keep it simple. I do a nice salad. It's very filling. You don't need a lot of sides. You could cook some like steamed broccoli and put that butter sauce over the broccoli, and it would be amazing. All right, I can't wait any longer. It's cooked so perfectly. I could probably eat this whole pan. I definitely shouldn't, but I could, if you know what I mean. I could. All right, guys. I cannot wait to hear what you think about this one. Don't forget, I've linked the full recipe in the description below. I hope you make it, and then leave me a comment and let me know what you think. Remember, when you're making this at home, the secret is to not overcook that shrimp. The minute it turns pink, go ahead and add in that white wine and just cook it for about 4 minutes, and that's all it needs. You do not want to overcook it because that's when it gets tough and not as flavorful. So that's the key ingredient with shrimp. Never cook it from frozen. Make sure you thaw it out, and it's foolproof, I promise. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me today in my kitchen. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss one of our easy recipes. And don't forget, let me know, do you want to see more shrimp? Are we liking it? Are we shrimp fans? Are we not shrimp fans? Let me know in the comments below. All right, guys, thank you for joining me today, and I will see you next time in my kitchen. Bye, friends.